Well, hello and welcome to SCF Students Online. My name is Andy. In case you don't know who I am, I'm the youth pastor here, and it is my privilege to welcome you here tonight. We're going to get things going right away with a game called Higher or Lower. Here's how the game works. I'm going to go and show something on the screen, and you have to try and figure out if the real answer is either higher or lower than what I'm putting on the screen. Couple of ways you can play. If you're with your home group, you can stand up, sit down. Stand up if you think it's higher, sit down if you think it's lower. You can also comment in the chat right on this side of the screen. I'll be there as well to play along with you. And so here we go. Here is higher or lower. All right, the first question is, the world's longest mustache is 12 feet. Is a real answer higher or lower than 12 feet? Funny side note, I thought once of having a mustache, kind of like Magnum PI, and then I realized that it'd be a very bad idea. That's right? That would be a bad idea? Yes, that'd be a bad idea. The world's longest mustache is 12 feet. Is that higher or lower? If you said higher, then you got yourself a point. The real answer is 18.5 feet. That is one long mustache. Question number 2. The most expensive wedding costs $55 million. That's just insane. Is the right answer higher or lower? Did the most expensive wedding cost more than 55 or less than 55? Stand up if you think it's higher. Sit down if you think it's lower. Comment in the chat box as well. The answer is, in fact, higher. The most expensive wedding cost $66 million. That is, imagine what you could do with $66 million. Next question. The longest solo dance marathon lasted 152 hours. Did the longest solo dance marathon last more than 152 or less than 152? Stand up if you think it's higher. Sit down if you think it's lower. Bumbling over my words. Chat in the box right over there. Higher or lower? The answer is lower. It was only 123. It's only 123 hours. Next question. The largest rubber band ball weighs 7,345 pounds. Is the real answer higher or lower than that? Type in your answer, higher or lower. Bonus points if you can guess the actual weight. Largest rubber band ball weighs 7,345 pounds. False. It weighs 9,032 pounds. That is my goal for 2021, to make a 9,033 pound rubber band ball. It's not a really good goal to have. Okay, the circumference of the Earth. Side note, this is now take number 2. I've tried to pronounce that word so many times, I'm not getting it. So we'll just stick with the circumference of the Earth is 28,432 miles. Is the real answer higher or lower than 28,432? Type in the comment section, type in the box right over there what you think the answer is. Is it higher or lower? If you're in a home group, play along with your group. Stand up, sit down. Stand up if you think it's higher, sit down if you think it's lower. If you are sitting down right now, you got that right. It is only 24,901 miles around the world. The most tricks done by a dog in 1 minute is 36. Is the real answer higher or lower? If you think it's higher, stand up. If you think it's lower, sit down. If you can answer it in the comment in the chat box as well, please do that. The most tricks done by a dog is 1 minute and 36. Not 1 minute. In 1 minute is 36. I need coffee again. The most tricks done by a dog in 1 minute is 36. 36 tricks done by a dog in 1 minute. Is it higher or lower? If you answered higher, you got it right. The answer is actually 49. Okay, next question. The cost of the most expensive watch ever sold is $20.2 million. Is the real answer higher or lower than 20? I feel like I'm on Price is Right. Higher or lower?
Here it comes from the Bob Barker studio at CBS in Hollywood. It's The Price is Right.
If you said that the cost of the most expensive watch was lower, then you got that right. It is lower. It is $17.7 million.
Last week, I was in a drugstore and I saw these glasses, $4. And it only cost me $7 to recreate the rest of the ensemble, and that's a grand total of...
The highest jump by a llama is 2 feet 3 inches. Is it higher or lower? Can the llama jump more or less than that? Higher or lower? If you say higher, stand up or put your answer in the chat. If you say lower, sit down and put your answer in the chat. The highest jump. Also, just side note, these are really interesting. I think they are trivia to share with friends at school. You can sit around the lunch table, Be like just out of the blue, hey, did you know that a llama can jump whatever the height actually is? Or did you know that the circumference of the Earth is 24,000 miles? Just, random things. It makes you look really smart. Maybe people, or makes you look really weird too. The highest jump by a llama. If you said higher, you are right. It is 3 feet 8 inches. I can't jump 3 feet 8 inches. The most expensive grilled cheese sandwich sold regularly at a restaurant costs $135. Is the actual cost higher or lower than $135? Higher or lower? Now, while you're putting in your answers and you're thinking, you're standing up and sitting down and everything else, I want to give you some tips on how to cook the best grilled cheese ever. Number one, variety of cheeses. Don't stick with one cheese. Use cheddar, use mozzarella, use Gouda, use Havarti, use sometimes even feta, believe it or not, tastes really good in that. But use a variety of cheeses, mix them up. Number two, some of you may be grossed out by this, but use mayo. Don't use margarine, don't use butter, use mayo. Right, Jesus? Yep, he said use mayo. Use mayo. When you use mayo on the outside and you grill it, it just adds so much flavor. It's amazing. Number three, when you grill one side, just before you flip it to the other side to finish it off, like we always do, get it grilling and then put some water in the pan, cover it up, let it steam up. That will melt the cheese so perfectly. And if you have multiple cheeses, it will blend them so deliciously. Also, you can add ham in the grilled cheese. You could add like other condiments, maybe like a hot sauce or like a Dijon mustard. This is turning into a cooking show. That's next episode. We're going to do a cooking show. That's just all it is. Okay, the most expensive grilled cheese sandwich sold. That was a huge tangent. I apologize. Did you say higher or lower? If you said lower, you were wrong. I'm sorry. It was higher. Actually, $214 was the grilled cheese price. The most people, number 10, the most people riding on a surfboard at one time is 75. Is the actual number higher or lower than 75? Quickly stand up, sit down, whatever you're doing in your home groups, type in the chat, give me your answers. The most people riding on a surfboard is 66, so it's lower. If you answered lower, if you thought lower, if you're going to change your answer to lower, then you're right. It was lower. It was 66. Okay, next question, number 11. For the record, we do not condone or approve of any of these actions that are found in the next question. Please do not try this at home, but here it is. The longest time balancing a chainsaw on a chin is 9.32 minutes. People, oh, please do not do this. The longest time, but Andy said I could. No, I am not saying you can. I am not condoning this. The longest time balancing a chainsaw on the chin is 9.32 minutes. Is it higher or lower? Stand up if you think it's higher. Sit down if you think it's lower. Answer in the chat. Let me know what you think it is. The longest time balancing a chainsaw on the chin was in fact only 1.43 minutes. So if you said lower, you were correct. Number 12, the number of World Series won by the New York Yankees. Who even cares about the New York Yankees? We're either Jays fans or we're Tigers fans, so we're just going to skip this question. And that's it. That's actually higher and lower. So there we go. Thanks for playing along. We'll be back in just a few short minutes, not even minutes, a few short seconds, and we'll continue on with this evening. All right, last week we were joined by Carl and Paco as they partook in a spicy chicken nugget challenge. This week we're joined once again by them as they take on another spicy food challenge. Here it is.
What up, you little chicken nuggets? It's me, Carl. It's about that time, again, that we are going to partake in something very spicy, since y'all enjoyed watching me and Paco suffer last time eating the world's spiciest chicken nugget.
Volcano coming up from my stomach into my mouth.
We're going to eat something else spicy. The world's hottest chocolate bar. So, that should be fun. So we have a special guest today. Joining us today is this man with the mustache, John Rucker. He works for Sunday Cool, and we wanted him to suffer with us because seeing a man in a mustache cry is a sight to behold.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So, just to give y'all some context of how hot this hot chocolate is, not like hot chocolate, everyone knows hot chocolate. This is actual hot chocolate, like burn your insides hot. The hotness of this chocolate ranges to 9 million on the Scoville unit. And just as a comparison, the spicy chicken nugget that me and Paco ate was 2 million. So, all right. That looks really old, but we're still gonna eat it. And look how tiny it is. It looks cute, but it's not. It's gonna burn our faces off. Probably. I don't know.
Hey Siri, text my wife, pray for me.
It's a good call. Tell her to pray for me too. So this contains 12 pieces, and what we're going to do is have a little competition. We're going to do 3 pieces each, eat 1 piece per minute, and if we can do it, then whoever wins gets to throw Paco in a trash can. So no matter what, Paco loses. You got a timer? All right, boys. Here we go. Y'all ready?
No.
I'm not. Ready? All right, first piece. 1, 2, 3. Oh my word, it's instantly hot. I'm scared. Did you swallow it? Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. Right. Oh, I can't talk. Give me a second.
It's not even that bad.
Huh?
It's not even that bad. Right, Paco?
Okay. Ow! It feels like. Hold on. Feels like. No. That's a. Oh. I gotta take a sip. Okay, it's past a minute. You can go.
Right, Paco. Round 2.
I'll do it with you.
Down the hatch. You guys want to dink it, and then we can sink it?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm not kidding. This is spicy steak I've never eaten in my life. Feels like Satan farted in my mouth. Last time I cried this hard was when I watched The Notebook. It's made with hellfire infused stuff. That's what it says. I'm not making that up.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
How you doing, Paco? Describe how you're feeling.
I feel great.
This can't be true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm telling you, this is. I think I got the 9 million all in once. Let it sit in your mouth for a little bit. Is this seriously not bothering you?
It's hot, but
You're sweating a little. How about you? Your eyes are red. It looks like Paco's about to cry. Can we break him?
I think it's not as hot because I'm wearing this cool chicken nugget shirt.
That was a good plug.
Coolcarl.com.
Only $12, ladies and gentlemen. Plus shipping and handling. Feels like I just kissed inside of a chimney.
Paco, don't touch your eyes. Whatever you do.
Oh yeah, here you go, Paco. So you don't touch your eyes. We got Paco special eye protection. So, okay. You know what these remind me of? You know those little communion wafers that they give you in church? If Satan had a church, they would give you. Because
Can you say that?
I just said it. I'm afraid I'm gonna die. It's not a joke. Ready? Last one. We'll do this. We'll make this last one. Ready? Ready?
All right, boys. Cheers.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I'm pretty sure I just died a little.
CoolCarl.com.
I thought they got it. My leg pits are sweating more than anything on my body right now. Okay, we got 2 more. I say we play rock, paper. No, I say we play. There's a top. Hold on. All right, rock, paper, scissors. All right, boys, ready? This is for the last 2 pieces of chocolate. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? God, if you do love me, please let me win this. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What does that mean?
You can see how Jeremiah felt when he had a fire shut up in his bones.
What? Last one. Ready, Paco?
You got a pocket.
Let's do it. Mi amigo. That's Spanish for friend.
You want me to feed this one to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might help. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That was kind of weird. I think.
Did you hit the threshold?
I think a part of me is dead. I don't even know who I am anymore. Oh! Help! Wow! Wow! Ow! It's not going away. It's actually getting worse.
I think yours are spicier than mine.
Why is it hurting my joints? It feels like.
Let me get your hair back. There you go. Let it all out. Let it all out.
That's why I like you, John. John, if you weren't selling t-shirts for Sunday Cool, what would you be doing?
I guess eating spicy things.
That was a stupid answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was eating spicy stuff with Carl and Paco and our special guest, John. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's really not going away.
Let's get ice cream.
All right, thank you so much, Carl and Paco, for providing that enjoyment for us. I'm sorry that you were experiencing pain and hurt, but we thought it was funny, so thank you so much. SCF students online watching, if this is not a plug, we are not being paid to advertise. These are just a bunch of guys that get together and put on videos for us, and then they provide it free for us to share with you. And so I wanted to do that, but they have some really cool merchandise and stuff on their website, so it's going to show up on the screen probably somewhere around here. But check out their website and just see what they're all about. Sunday Cool Tees, great place to buy tees. All right, we're going to get started in just a little bit. But before we do that, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to get settled in, grab a drink, grab note paper, pen, pencil, Bible, journal, whatever you do to take notes. Get settled in because we're going to start with, hearing from the Bible and me teaching for a little bit. And so just get settled in. Leaders, this is your cue to open up your Grow app and find small group questions. Pass out any materials that there may be this week. And just get settled in. I'll see you guys back here in 2 minutes. Well, welcome back to True Story. This is episode 3 in our weekly series. In this series, we are exploring some true stories from Scripture and some not so true stories from some of our favorite movies. And through both of these sides of stories, both true and not true, we are learning what they can teach us about who we are and who God is. In episode 1, we looked at jealousy. We learned from Toy Story and Buzz and Woody, and we learned how jealousy can ruin a friendship. And also from the Bible, we learned from the story of Cain and Abel how jealousy can hurt a family. In all of that, we learned that because of who God is, we can trust how God has made us. Last week in episode 2, we discovered how there will be challenges in our life. And between the story of The Incredibles and Elijah in 1 Kings, we learned that because of who God is, we can do difficult things. And this week, we are going to continue to explore some true stories from Scripture and also some not so true stories. Sorry to burst your bubble, these are not true stories. But we're learning from some of our favorite movies, and we're learning what they can teach us about who we are and who God is. So let's kick off today with a game to get us reminiscing about some of our favorite movies through song. I'm going to play a few seconds of a song, and once you know it, yell it out, enter it into the chat, be the first one. Let's get right to it. Let's play Name That Tune. First song is gonna play in just a second, but here's the rules. Enter in either what movie it's from, bonus points if you can name the title of the song as well, bonus points if you can name the character that sings, if there is a character, the character that sings the song as well. So there's 3 chances to get it right. Here we go, the first song of Name That Tune. Make sure everything's working. Here we go. All right, that's it. And we're going to move along quickly. So enter into the chat what you think it is, what's the name of the song, what movie is it from, which character sings the song. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the name of the song? If you said Let It Go from Frozen, you are absolutely correct.
Let it go, let it go.
All right, next song. Here we go. I never seen this movie. I had no idea. I mean, obviously I know what it is now, but I had no idea what the song was when I first tried to guess on my own. So I'll give you the name of the movie, the name of the song, the character that may or may not sing it. What is that? I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, enter it into the chat. 3, 2, 1. If you said Reflection from the movie Mulan, you got that one right. Here we go. Next movie. Sorry, next song. I could let these songs play all night, and I get carried away, so I can't do that. Okay, what is the name of the song, what movie is it from, and what character does or does not sing that song? Quickly, we got to move along. Type it into the chat. Work together as a home group. Work together as a team, wherever you are. If you're just watching by yourself, call me. I might get a whole lot of phone calls. Let's see what happens. Call a friend if you need help with this. Okay, what's the song? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said it's from Beauty and the Beast, be our guest.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
All right, here we go. Next song. That's all. I'm telling you, I could get carried away, and the whole video would just be me dancing and singing along to Disney songs. That would not be good. Okay, what is that song, and which character possibly sings it? I can't do that. No character sings that. And what movie is from? What's the name of the song? 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. If you said You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story, originally recorded and performed by Randy Newman, but that doesn't matter.
Got a friend in me.
Next song, here we go. All right, there you go. That's super easy. Well, I think for me it is. For some of you, I think it is. For some of you, if it's not, I humbly apologize. What is the name of that song? Who sings it? Multiple people sing it. And what movie is it from? 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said, I just can't wait to be king from Lion King with all the other characters that sing it, you are absolutely correct. Next song. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Okay, I messed that up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do that again. I apologize. See, even in pre-recorded stuff, it still messes up. Okay, here we go. Ah, that's what I wanted to do the first time. All right. What is the name of the song? Which character sings it? What movie is it from? Of course, these are all Disney if you haven't caught on yet. And so answer in the chat. What movie, what character, what song, what's the title of the song? 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said Friend Like Me from the movie Aladdin, which I believe is the genie that sings that, you got it right. Last question. Here we go. Nope. I did it again. Here we go. This time. Here we go. Yeah, I could listen to that all night long. And this is actually karaoke version, so I was gonna like sing along, but then I didn't want to embarrass myself a whole lot. But yeah, okay. So what's that song? What movie is it from? Who sings it? I'll definitely take the first two as answers. What is the name of the song, and who sings it? If I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. If you said
Into the end.
you got that absolutely correct. All right, that is that. All right, be right back.
Hi guys, I just wanted to share with you about a time when I experienced anxiety and stress and doubt and worry. Basically, a lot of negative emotions. I was 16 when we moved from Ottawa to Port Elgin, and I didn't have any friends, obviously, and I didn't even know what the town looked like or where it was on the map. So I had to get out the map and look and see that this little town was on the far side of Ontario from where I was. And I remember almost having like a panic attack when I started thinking about going to school, because I knew no one. I was starting off in grade 10, and I was coming from a French immersion school to a totally English school, and it was hard. It was very hard and very stressful. And yeah, life and change can be difficult.
Uncertainty is scary. And if you know anything about my family and the story over the last few months, we've been living in a world of unknowns. We've been living in a world of uncertainty and of questions, and it is not fun. But despite the uncertainty that we face and that you will face, or maybe even are facing, there are some truths that we can always trust to guide us. Like we did last week and the week before, we're going to take a look at another true story from the Bible. And we're going to learn what those truths might be. And to help you get prepared, grab your Bible, whether it be a digital one or a paper one or a stone tablet, and open it up to the book of Ruth, because that's where we're going to land tonight. But before we get to that true story, let's take a look at a not so true story of a man who was very familiar with uncertainty and unknowns and everything else.
Good afternoon. Are you in need of any assistance today, sir?
No,
I could help you cross the street.
no,
I could help you cross your yard.
no,
I could help you cross your...
no.
Ow.
All his life, Carl Fredrickson dreamed of adventure. Today, his adventure is finally taking off.
So long, boys! Ah!
Please let me in.
No. all right. Russell! Now let go! Where are we?
Hey, look, a dog.
Hi there. My name is Doug. My master made me this collar so that I may talk. Squirrel! Hi there.
Ah! What is that thing?
Oh, it likes me.
Shoot! Go on, beat it! Ah!
Whoa, what is that?
Get him!
They're coming!
Does anyone know where they are? Russell!
Boop, beep, 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 boop, boop. With my Wilderness Explorer GPS, we'll never be lost. Oops.
Disney Pixar's Up.
What do these do, boy?
Hey, would you throw that cuerdo contigo? I use that collar. Watashi wa hanashima to talk with. I would be happy if you stopped.
Up is a story of a man named Carl who had a lifelong relationship with the unknown. As a kid, Carl dreamed of going on adventures with his girlfriend Ellie. For him, the unknown was incredibly exciting. In case you haven't seen the movie, or maybe you forgot, I'm going to spoil it, but they get married and they grow old together, but life becomes uncertain in a non-exciting way. There were financial unknowns. How would they pay for these unexpected costs that would come up? There were health problems. What if they couldn't have kids like they planned? Then, after many years together, Ellie passes away, and Carl is faced with the uncertainty of a life he would now have to face alone. When they were young, Carl and Ellie made a book together, and they called it their adventure book. Here's what happened when Carl rediscovers it during a moment of uncertainty. While Carl's future seemed uncertain, remembering Ellie helped him remember help them remember something else. That the future doesn't need to be scary. The unknown can be an invitation to a new adventure. Leaders, this is your time to open up the Grow app, and you'll see questions there for the first discussion time. And if you're watching at home and you're not in a home group, I'll still put some questions on the screen just for you, and we can chat together. I'm there right now. We can chat together in the chat area just on that side. In the Bible, in the book of Ruth, we read about two women who had a lot in common with Carl. No, they didn't float away in a house pulled by a balloon, but they had a lot in common with Carl. Their names were Naomi and Ruth. Naomi was married and she had two sons, and the whole family, her and her husband and her two boys, they followed God. They knew God. They were God followers. Naomi and her husband moved their family to a foreign country where most people didn't know God. They didn't follow God. But shortly after they moved, Naomi's husband passed away. Naomi's sons, they each married women from their new country, and they all had different cultures and different beliefs. But the sad thing is 10 years after that, both of her sons died too. And there is no guide, there's no handbook, there's no complete worst case scenario book for this. Nothing could have prepared Naomi for life in a foreign country without her husband or her two sons. And so with everything going on, Naomi decided to return to her home country all alone.
Ruth chapter 1, verses 1 to 22. In the days when the judges ruled in Israel, a severe famine came upon the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah left his home and went to live in the country of Moab, taking his wife and two sons with him. The man's name was Elimelech, and his wife was Naomi. Their two sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem in the land of Judah. And when they reached Moab, they settled there. Then Elimelech died, and Naomi was left with her two sons. The two sons married Moabite women. One married a woman named Orpah, and the other a woman named Ruth. About 10 years later, both Mahlon and Chilion died. This left Naomi alone, without her two sons or her husband. Then Naomi heard in Moab that the Lord had blessed his people in Judah by giving them good crops again. So Naomi and her daughters-in-law got ready to leave Moab to return to her homeland. With her two daughters-in-law set out from the place where she had been living, and they took the road that would lead them back to Judah. But on the way, Naomi said to her daughters-in-law, "Go back to your mother's homes, and may the Lord reward you for your kindness to your husbands and to me. May the Lord bless you with the security of another marriage." Then she kissed them goodbye, and they all broke down and wept. "No," they said, "we want to go with you to your people." But Naomi replied, "Why should you go on with me? Can I still give birth to other sons who could grow up to be your husbands? No, my daughters, return to your parents' homes, for I am too old to marry again, and even if it were possible and I were to get married tonight and bear sons, then what? Would you wait for them to grow up and refuse to marry someone else? No, of course not, my daughters. Things are far more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord himself has raised his fist against me." And again they wept together, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye. But Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. "Look," Naomi said to her, "your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. You should do the same." But Ruth replied, "Don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if I allow anything but death to separate us." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said nothing more. So the two of them continued on their journey. When they came to Bethlehem, the entire town was excited by their arrival. "Is it really Naomi?" the women asked. "Don't call me Naomi," she responded. "Instead, call me Mara, for the Almighty has made life very bitter for me. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me home empty. Why call me Naomi when the Lord has caused me to suffer, and the Almighty has sent such tragedy upon me?" So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by her daughter-in-law Ruth, the young Moabite woman. They arrived in Bethlehem in late spring at the beginning of the barley harvest.
One thing that we need to really understand about the time and the culture of Naomi and Ruth is that unmarried or widowed women were extremely vulnerable. Without husbands to support them and care for them and protect them, they were in danger. They weren't just sad or mourning. Their lives were in danger, and their futures were very, very uncertain. When Naomi and Ruth faced the unknown, a few surprising things happened. First, Naomi, a follower of God, was devastated. When reading the Bible, maybe we expect to find stories of people who always trust God and are always super hopeful that no matter what, God will protect them. But that wasn't Naomi. This was a real person. They were real people with real questions and real struggles and real emotions. And Ruth was a woman who did not know God, yet she embraces the unknown differently. After many years of watching her mother-in-law follow God, Ruth was willing to take a risk. She chose to commit her loyalty not only to Naomi, but to God as well. Together, they pack up and they return to Bethlehem, not knowing at all what the future might hold for them. Speaking of Bethlehem, this is a little spoiler alert. Does that sound familiar to you? So we're not going to read all of Ruth today, although you could really easily do it on your own. It's a really short book. But here's a spoiler. God doesn't leave Ruth and Naomi without hope.
Ruth chapter 4, verses 13 to 17. So Boaz took Ruth into his home, and she became his wife. When he slept with her, the Lord enabled her to become pregnant, and she gave birth to a son. Then the women of the town said to Naomi, "Praise the Lord, who has now provided a redeemer for your family. May this child be famous in Israel. May he restore your youth and care for you in your old age. For he is the son of your daughter-in-law, who loves you and has been better to you than 7 sons." Naomi took the baby and cuddled him to her breast, and she cared for him as if he were her own. The neighbor woman said, "Now at last Naomi has a son again." And they named him Obed. He became the father of Jesse and the grandfather of David.
Thank you, Maria, for doing the reading this week. While nothing could replace the loss of their husbands and Naomi's sons, God rebuilt their family. They may have been uncertain about what their futures held, but God had a plan. Obed became the father of a son named Jesse, who became the father of a man named David, the future king of Israel. And quite a few generations after that, David's descendants brought another son into the world, and we know him as Jesus. So what does that story of Naomi and Ruth reveal about who God is? Well, it shows us that God isn't afraid of our doubts. He's not afraid of our questions or our emotions. It shows us that God meets our needs. It shows us that God is our Redeemer, that he knows our future, that he has a plan, that he's in control. Simply put, and if you've watched the first 2 episodes, you know where this is going already. Simply put, God is in control.
So looking back on my move from Ottawa to Port Elgin, I can see that God had a hand in that, in the way that he had already prepared some friends for me. I started going to a youth group, and I found my best friend, and I also met my husband in the youth group, which I had no idea of at the time. And I got to meet some really great Christian mentors that helped me through life and are still great friends of mine, and I still keep in contact with them. So even though it was a really hard time in my life where I was stressed out and anxious and fearful, looking back, you can see that God had a plan, and he knew exactly what I needed when I didn't know what I needed. So I just want to encourage you that there is a God. He does know your name. He has it written on the palm of his hand, and he has a plan for your life. And it's a good plan, and a plan for your future, to give you a hope and to see you prosper and to see you fall in love with him and his son.
Thank you, Laura, for sharing this week. So the question to you, everybody, is what are you worried about? What is uncertain in your life right now? Where do you feel like you need guidance, and where do you need reassurance that God is in control? It can be something like you're starting a new school, or you're starting a new job, or maybe you're not sure how to resolve a major fight with a friend or a family member. Maybe you're starting to wonder what to do after you graduate high school. Maybe you're wanting to take a risk. Maybe you're wanting to try something new and you're thinking about it, but you're also really worried about that. Or maybe it's a little bit more heavier. Maybe you're trying to make a life-changing decision. Maybe you found out that a family member or a friend is ill and they may not recover. Maybe you're living in an unsafe environment and you need to escape and you don't know how. Maybe you're hearing all the bad news about pandemics and the elections, and everything else on top of that isn't helping. During these times of uncertainty, it's easy to feel that God has abandoned you, or that help will never come your way. That's why it's so helpful to remember what God has done for us in the past. As you think about your uncertain situation, whatever that is, see if you can remember a time when God did come through in the past and what that looked like. Have you ever felt uncertain before, but God helped you make the wise choice? Remember that. Have you ever felt afraid because of whatever, but God gave you peace? Have you ever felt Have you ever needed support and God gave you a friend? Have you ever been in need and God provided for you? Those are the things that we need to remember to get us through this moments of uncertainty. Whatever uncertainty you're facing right now, picture that situation clearly. Picture the past clearly. And then pray this following prayer with me if you'd like. Dear God, thank you for not being afraid of my doubts, for not being afraid of my questions or my emotions. I believe you can meet my needs. I believe you can redeem my situation. I trust you now, and I trust that you know my future, even when I don't. I know you have a plan for me. Thank you for always being in control. We're going to spend the next 5 or so minutes in another discussion time. And so share with your group, talk with your group, and I'll see you guys back here in about 5 minutes. So like we have for the last couple of weeks, we're going to close with a song. And while it plays, I want to challenge you to step into the unknown by making a decision. What you decide to do will depend on what kind of uncertainty you're facing right now. Maybe you're going to decide to trust God instead of worry. Maybe you're going to decide to take a risk that God is calling you to take. Or maybe you're going to decide to get guidance for a situation that you're having a hard time trying to figure out. In these moments of the unknown, you can face it. You can handle it. It's all going to be okay because God is good. Because God has a plan. You don't have to worry about what you can't control. And because God is with you, you can ask for guidance. Listen, I get it. It's not always easy to get through this, and we're always quick to worry. I'm the worst one for this. But when we stop and we take a deep breath and we allow ourselves to be reminded that God's got this, it makes life a little bit easier. As the song plays in the next little bit, you should have gotten a handout that looks like this. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, but you should have gotten one like this. And there's two sides. It says, because God, and then I will. So as the song plays, pray and reflect and fill in the blanks. Because God, fill in the blank, I will, and make a choice and make a decision. Whatever uncertainty you're currently facing, I want to challenge you to remember what's true about God and what's true about you. Like Naomi and Ruth, God can guide and go with you during times of uncertainty. And God can and has and will redeem what's gone wrong. Remember, God can handle your doubts. He can handle your questions. He can handle your emotions. Remember that God is a provider and a redeemer, and He always has a plan. Because God is in control, you don't have to worry. And because of who God is, you can embrace the unknown.
Let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, He's my song. And let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, He's my song. Yes, you are good. You're good. Oh, 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 now let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, He's my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, He is my, oh, sing it again. Let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, He is my, oh, I know. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, He is my soul. It's so good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good.
You're never gonna let me down. And you're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. I'm confident this morning. You're never gonna let
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm happy we can do this. I'm happy that we can provide something for you, whether you're in a home group or you're watching alone in your own bedroom or living room, whether you're in a group with 10 other people or 3 other people or whatever. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to give you opportunity. Now, here's what we're going to do. Home groups, you now have the opportunity to continue the discussion and conversation and talk more if you so desire to. If you're not in a home group in one of ours in the 4, but you're watching in a different area, please reach out to me. Whether you're watching this live right now as we premiere it, or you're watching it later on in the week or month or year, whenever, please feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a message. I'd love to connect with you and chat with you and help you through whatever you're doing. Because here's the reality situation. Whatever you're going through, if I haven't gone through it, I know someone who has. Whatever uncertainty you're going through, whatever anxiety you're experiencing, whatever stress you're dealing with, if I haven't dealt with it, I know someone who has, and we can all help each other. And so wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, know that God loves you, God has a plan for you, and He is surrounding around you people that are ready and willing to help. So that's all I have to say about that. I could keep on going, but I'll just keep preaching, and then we'll be here for 3 hours. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week here online at SCF Students. Thank you so much.